Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a tutorial on Ashley. See, I told you she'd be back. Because as soon as she found out that I was recording, she wanted to be on video again, just like I said. So I did her makeup, and then while she was doing her lashes, I did my makeup.
It took me a good 10 minutes to put lashes on. I don't lash.
I do show you what I did to my face, but it's really nothing spectacular. But yeah, it's mostly all about her, and that's everything that we have.
So we did a fall-esque makeup tutorial using the Anastisia Subculture palette.
Because I just got it, I'm very excited.
And did you use the Prism one too? It's somewhere.
I used the Prism on me. Hold, please.
Okay.
I got it! I used the Prism on my eyes, and then I used Subculture on Ashley's eyes. Yay.
Wow.
If you want to know how I did her makeup, then
Watch it.
just keep on watching.
Alright, so here we go. So we're starting off with Ashley's face with priming with the Milani Prime Shield. And she's actually going to do that just because I already had foundation on my hands. She's like, you forgot primer. So for her foundation, we mixed the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dream BB Cream Fresh from Maybelline. And then I smooshed that all over her face and blended it in with a beauty blender. Next for concealer, we're using the Face Studio Master Conceal. I dot that under her eyes and as well as on her forehead, her chin, and down her nose just to highlight. And then I blend it in with the same beauty blender that I used for her foundation. Next, using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in 220, I am setting all of the makeup that we just put on just so that it doesn't move around her face. Then using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, I carve out Ashley's cheekbones using a small precision brush and then go into a larger fluffy brush to bronze the face and make sure everything is blended out nicely. Now using the e.l.f. loose powder, I'm just going to pat that underneath Ashley's eyes to catch any of the fallout that we get from any of the eyeshadows we're going to use. And now finally on the eyes, I'm using the Anastisia Subculture palette. I'm dipping into the color Dawn, and I'm using that as a transition color in Ashley's crease. Next, I use the shade Fudge, and I'm focusing this in the outer V of Ashley's eye, blending it out but not going as high as we did with Dawn. Then using the shade All Star, I am putting that more so in the center of the eye to the outer V, so you still see the dark brown, and then I'm blending those two colors together. For the lid of the eye, I'm using the shade Roxy. I'm just going to put that on with my finger because I find that that's the best way to pack on the color onto your lid. I then dip back into All Star, and I'm just making sure that every color is blended throughout and the transition between one color and the other looks good. Then I brush away the loose powder underneath the eye and get ready to do the lower lash line. So for the lower lash line, I use most of the same shades that I use on the lid. I start with Dawn and I blend that in. I then take Fudge on a small definer brush and I smush that into the lower lash line, and then I blend it out using All Star. Lastly, I'm taking Cube and I'm using that to highlight her inner corner. And then we shall be all done with the eyeshadow parts of the eyes.
We're gonna take a quick break. Now just a message from our sponsors.
We don't have any of those, so yeah.
Okay, so off camera, Ashley applied her eyeliner, which is the Max Makeup gel eyeliner in the Marc Jacobs pencil liner in her waterline, as well as the e.l.f. clear brow gel. So for my makeup, I use almost the same products that Ashley uses. I use the Wet n Wild foundation on my face. I then go into the Tarte Shape Tape concealer and blend that underneath as well as on my forehead and my chin and down my nose. I'm using a brush because I can't find my beauty blender, so I have to get a new one. I then go into the same powder, just in my color. It's the Maybelline Fit Me. I use the same bronzer that I used on Ashley's face on my own. I'm contouring underneath my cheekbones, and then I do the same bronzing around my cheekbones, my forehead, and underneath my chin. Then going into the Anastisia Prism palette, I go into the first color, which is called Unity, and I blend that into my crease, and then I go into a darker shade, I believe it's called Parallel, and I blend that also into my crease as well. On my lid, I first go into, I believe, Sphinx, and then I go on top of it with Pyramid. See, I just showed it right there. And just kind of put that all over my lid. I wasn't really trying to do anything. I just didn't want to look dead on camera. So yeah. I then put on the the L'Oreal Carbon Black mascara, and I used a Wet n Wild liquid lipstick. I think it's Video Vixen. That could be 100% wrong though. And lastly, I used the color Lucid for my inner corner highlight. So back to Ashley using the Wet n Wild highlight in Boozy Brunch. I highlight her cheekbones and down the bridge of her nose and leave her Cupid's bow as well. And finally, Ashley blended together the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in shades 4 and 5, and then she is all done. That is all that we did for her. I hope that you liked the video, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye!